Paul. Yes. I was thinking about those that thought that there were too many heterosexuals and we needed more homosexuals. Yes. And they tried to use technology to change the sexuality of the nation. Yes. Want a little civil war between men and women. Oh, now I'm going to want those guns today. See, the war puppet doesn't turn on until there's actual fighting. Yes. I like the explanation in that song that the rifle's for fighting and the gun is for fun. Now, let's say that you're in the hiss of those that thought that they were the sisterhood of the traveling pants. And your thought that all men are evil and you just hate men, but you're in a position of authority where you thought that you could not get sued for involving yourself in a civil war against the United States and the use of technology to change the sexuality because you dislike heterosexuals. In fact, you don't like 265-pound, hairy-chested men that are very masculine. They're somewhat threatening to you. Ooh. Well, as a man, I realize that there's something to do with the vaginal muscle. Now, this vaginal muscle, yes, that all women have, regardless of heterosexual or homosexual, lesbian, yes. Does it have a memory? Oh, See, I wanted to speak to Marilyn Van Proyen, and I had thought that I'd put up a mirror along one wall of my own bedroom, put one of those ballet rails along it so that she could do some ballet stretches naked in the morning when we were together. But there was some concern because there's a few other women that want what she has, but I wanted to give her what was special to her because I wanted her to parent my sons. Well, you decided to not prosecute my wife for kidnapping when you allowed for the issuance of civil court orders, not requiring her presence in court or a signature of her pooch. And then you issued a dissolution of marriage where you made up some bullshit about how I'm such a violent offender. Now, I'm going to want my sons today, and I'm going to want to speak to Marilyn. Now, the question is the vaginal muscle. Yes. I've done a little gynecological study on the actual insides of a woman, and it seems the vagina is connected to the cervix channel. Yes. And then there's a womb on the other side of it. Yes. And then there's some fallopian tubes, and then there's the ovaries that have ovas in them. Now, do you consider the whole uterus the vaginal muscle, or is it only the muscle that has an entrance outside of the vulva? Pooch. Now, somebody thought, well, I'm going to be the sexual nerve endings of the G-spot. Pooch. I'm going to be the muscles of the vagina. Now, let's say, okay, you want what I want to give her, and you volunteer. Yes, you do. You do some ballet stretches that have been custom designed to strengthen the vaginal muscle. Now, but there's always this question of the muscle memory. Now, yesterday I was talking about some infomercials. Yes. Does the vaginal muscle of a woman remember its actual shape and size when not in use? Let's say your vaginal muscle is being relaxed. You're not menstruating. You're not going through any cramps or bloating. And it's 5 days before ovulation. Exactly what your vagina. Does the vagina remember its actual shape? Yes. When in a very relaxed position. Does your vagina remember?